Hey guys, Ryan G. Wright with DoHardMoney.com. Thanks for being with me for another Just Ask Ryan question of the day. And today's question is some creative ways to market a house for sale. So the question is how can we find some creative ways to get our house sold? We're going to cover that and a lot more. But first, if you've got a question of the day you'd like to have me answer, all you've got to do is type it in the comments below. If you type it in the comments below, I'll be answering that as a Just Ask Ryan question of the day. So let's jump back into this. Creative ways to market a house for sale. It depends on what type of house we're talking about. So if we are a wholesaler, let's say, which is where we go find a property, put the property under contract, and what we're doing is selling that contract. Sometimes we may close, but we're again going to sell. So we can do a double closing, we can do assignment, or we can take title and do a resale, which is a little more expensive. If we're looking to creative ways to sell that property, the very best thing you can do is find cash buyers and landlords that already own homes in that area and market them to them directly. So what you can do is actually build what's called a cash buyers list. And a cash buyers list shows you anybody who purchased a home for cash in the last year in that zip code. And those people you can then send postcards to and say, I've got another house in this area, would you be interested? Or you can do what's called reverse wholesaling, where you do the marketing to the investors, ask them what they want and what they're looking for, and then go out and do your marketing to your homeowners so you can find exactly what. So basically, you're lining up a buyer before you even have someone you're buying from. And that can be a great way, and that's probably one of the most creative ways, is to find the people who will buy from you and what they want to spend, and make sure they're ready to go before you actually go find the properties. So that's one way. So finding your cash buyers in the area. The second way is finding your landlords in the area, right? So you're finding out what are these landlords willing to pay, what are they willing to do, and you can do marketing to the landlords so you have people. So this most creative way is finding your buyer before you find the property you're going to sell. Okay, so that's one thing to keep in mind here. So that's a really creative way when it comes to wholesaling. Now, the other way that we're talking about is if we are trying to sell a property is just to a retail buyer. And I'll tell you right now, guys, this isn't very creative, but it's the most effective, and that's listing the property on the multiple listing service. Because here's the deal. On the multiple listing service, that's where the majority of people are out there. There's so many agents that see it. It goes on the internet everywhere, and it gets maximum exposure. And really, when it comes down to selling a house, it's two things. It's price and it's condition, okay? So if you're not getting enough showings, it means your price too high. If you're getting enough showings but not enough offers, it's either that it's because of the condition. And so what I like to do is every single time someone goes through the property, I like to call them and say, what did you think of the house? What did you think of the condition? Are you considering making an offer? What did you think of the price? And is there anything we could do to the home that would make you want to make an offer on it? Because sometimes it may be as simple as, I hate that blue roof. I hate the blue, not the blue roof. I hate the blue paint. And we say, well, what if we painted it? Would you be willing to move forward? Sure. Well, we'll paint it any color you want. Just tell us. Let's go under contract. You do your inspections. Once you're done with that, your earnest money is non-refundable. Then we'll go ahead and we'll change the paint. And so that can work out really well for the right people. So that's another creative way. So creative way is understanding the needs of the people who want to buy, right? So it's like, hey, following up with every person that goes through the property. And if you follow up with every person or their agent, so if you list with an agent, which is what I highly recommend, and then you follow up with, your agent follows up with everybody who goes and sees the property, which is what I recommend, asking them those 5 questions, then you'll get a really good sense for, is the price wrong or is the property a problem? And if there's problems with the property, like it's on a busy street and everybody keeps saying it's on a busy street, you have 2 options. You can wait and hopefully get somebody that's willing to pay that price, or you can lower the price and compensate for that busy street. The problem with waiting is it's just too darn too expensive, because your hard money and your costs on that are too much. So I typically say, if you don't have it sold, you should be reducing that price 3% every month until you get the property sold, or you should be making changes to the property in order for it to make things nicer so people will be more willing to make an offer or make a specific deal with somebody. So we've talked about 2 amazing creative ways. One is when we're wholesaling. Another way is how we're doing that once it's listed on the multiple listing service. So I hope this is helpful. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. It tells the YouTube algorithms that this was helpful to you, and it really means a lot to me. I go and look and see how many thumbs ups we get, and I really appreciate it. I also have a video you should check out, how to sell your flip quickly for maximum retail price. This dives into some other things you can do in selling a flip for maximum retail price. Check out that video. But if you want some help with fix and flips, with BRRRRs, with wholesaling, with finding properties, valuing properties, with getting money, whatever the case is, check us out over at dohardmoney.com. We'd love to talk to you about our softwares, our services, our funding, our ways of finding and valuing properties, and so much more. Check us out over at dohardmoney.com. Otherwise, make it a very profitable day, and bye for now.